I mean, it wasn't really anything different than like Skyline.
Right. Honestly, I think Skyline might be better almost because, like, I don't know. Like, you know what to expect when you go to Skyline. Like, I don't know, I just thought hyperspace was just going to be like this over the top like experience, and it was cool. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it's just like I don't know.
August is better. Like it.
I
mean,
August,
it's on land, so it's probably easier to.
It's bigger. Like hyperspace is just too small. Like, and I kind of get that. That's kind of cool that it's small, you know. But like, I think there's just a big demand that just makes it tough in there. But
I'm glad we got in. All right. Oh, I hit the button here. Hey, everybody, we are back in front. We're getting ready to take your calls here in about 5 minutes.
How did we get in? Because like you can't make a reservation. But I thought there was a time when the Wish opened, like you had to make a reservation.
You did have to make a reservation at first, but then they, I guess it's not.
They axed it.
I do not know. Ooh, do we need music? Hang on. We need music. Where's the music? Where's the music?
Oh, the hype music.
We need hype music. Mercy. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
That's where I should be right now.
Oh, man. I didn't know I could put videos in here. I didn't mean to because I thought it was crashing earlier when I put videos in there. Oh, look at that. There's not a person in sight. Now, that's where I want to be right now.
Yeah, me too.
Look at that. Look at sunset. Look at
if that doesn't make anyone want to go on a cruise, then I don't know what will.
Do not listen to our show. Just book a cruise and be
just book a cruise right now.
Deck 4.
Invite me.
Yeah.
Because I want to be on every cruise.
Katie knows. Deck 4, Katie. Right there. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm killing myself here. And look at that. There's nobody around. That must have been during dinner or something.
There's someone I follow on Instagram, like in their story, they just like got off the Fantasy. It was a double dip too to Castaway. And there was just like tons of, and I was just like, oh my God, it's killing me. I just want to be back.
I know. I can't wait to be on the Fantasy because I've never been Eastern, so I'm just pumped about that. They say it's beautiful.
I mean, I've been on the Dream the most. See, I still gotta get on the Classics. That's why like Alaska really interests me because I want to see the wonder.
Dude, look at that picture.
Can you like edit that photo and make me lose like 80 pounds?
Look at that.
No, that's good, man. That's who I am.
Page.
See, I like that one better. That's the one that's going to go in the video montage.
I heard the Fantasy sailing Alaska in 25.
Oh,
just a little hot take. The silent, yeah.
You got on the Magic too. So the Magic is doing a 3-night over Labor Day weekend too. That's out of Miami.
That was you laying down at that midnight.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering what the heck that was.
You did that because I ran down and caught you because these are sequential. So that was at the end.
The midnight thing is kind of cool. I like that.
That was kind of cool. And I always take pictures of like where you are and then we were back.
I don't like that photo. I do like that.
Happy birthday! Yeah, that's a great one. Happy birthday, Fulton. That's the day that we landed on the moon. Oh, these are just the ones after the cruise. I just like randomly just went through and fired off a bunch of pictures.
No, it's kind of cool to have them scrolling. I like it.
Oh, same shirt. I haven't changed shirts since that day. That was the crazy studios day, man. It rained hard like 3 different times. We went all day. That was when we were walking out. I was like so tired. And we finally got to the Grand Floridian like at 11 o'clock at night. I'm so tired.
So when's the next cruise? I'm ready to go right now.
We do them every other year, so it'll be 2025. Details soon. Not too soon, though. Eventually. All right, so we already have calls coming in. You guys are awesome, but hang on. We got to start the show. We got to get the show rolling. How many people we have in here? Let's see. We got 37 people in here already. All right, we'll try to do a show.
So I was talking about this yesterday with the girls. So like, I love Magic Kingdom's shows, right? So Carousel of Progress, Chan Tiki Room, Philhar Magic, Country Bear Jamboree. Which one's got to go?
Ooh, man, you're killing me with that.
I know that was like our car driving discussion to like one of our errands yesterday.
To me,
we all agreed on the same one.
Philhar Magic because it's just a movie.
Yep, we all agree. Like it's just songs that we know.
It's like a video. I mean, otherwise the other ones have a little more. They got.
It's funny. Like it started like it felt like it was going to be a really tough decision conversation, but it really wasn't that hard. It was Philhar Magic. Plus, I can see that at Disneyland too.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
But Enchanted Tiki Room is better in Disneyland.
Oh, Betsy was a go-go. I'm trying to decide when we go down for our cruise next summer, because we're probably just going to go, because it starts on the 6th. If we don't, it depends when cheer camp is. But right now we're going on the 6th to the 13th. So we'll be here for the 4th. We'll go down on the 5th. And I might just stay at Cocoa Beach because I like to go to Ron John's and stuff like that and like eat the night before at Fish Lips or, one of those.
We
places.
did that for the Be Our Guest Podcast 5.
Yeah,
like
5. And
us and the Foresters went and just stayed right there at the fort. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, we've done that too. So I think we might do that instead of going to World. Maybe go a couple days after. Like we won't go to the parks though at all that trip next summer. No parks. That'll be crazy.
I know. Like I might not renew our annual pass for next year. Like if I'm thinking like Med Cruise or Alaska Cruise, because it might be a while till we go.
Well, I asked the girl, I said, you want to go to Disneyland? And they want to go to Disneyland, but I said Disneyland or 7-night cruise, and they both were like 7. It's right after the cruise, though. Like,
cruise is the best. Yeah, right when you get off a cruise, like, if you would have asked them that question last year, right after the Disneyland trip, they would be like Disneyland.
Yeah, because I love Disneyland, but that one's a great addiction.
I just worry about letting my annual pass go. Like, I feel like they're going to be there for good now, but
I think they will be.
I think so too. We'll see. That's a decision I don't have to worry
right
about.
now. I mean, they need annual pass holders. All right, let's do this. Let's see. Where's the music? I just figure all these buttons are. Okay, enough of that music. All right, here we go. Get my phone. Ooh, it's blue skies again. Yay.
Yeah, we had a very.
I totally feel bad. I blocked that kid's. I was a single rider, and I totally blocked that little kid's face in the picture. I'm such a.
There's a guy Kevin from San Jose. They just got back from the Wish.
Picture. They're making the donut thing.
Love that thing.
I think you have the better pictures though.
I do have some good ones.
Yeah,
See, we still got to share photos with each other.
I know. We got to do that. There's you guys on Cosmic Rewind. I was gonna hurl. Okay, here we go.
Well, that was actually good lunch too. Oh yeah, look at that photo.
Those are good marks. I love that picture. That picture, I'm going to get a frame for. That's an epic picture. That's one of my favorites. So no, we could just sit here and talk about we might.
I know we just talk about the photos. So I like your idea though. Like once I get the video, we could just like premiere the video here.
Right here. We'll just like I mean, we could kind of. I mean, not talk too much about it, but
that's true.
It'd be fun to watch it like this.
I'll post that on YouTube too. So
yeah, we could have a premiere, like a red carpet. We can wear tuxes.
Oh man, can't wait.
Okay,
I gotta get working on it.
All right, people are calling in. We gotta start. That was at Cafe Azul. Here we go. Look at that. Tell me that was when you were at Topolino. I was at
Topolino. I mean,
my jam that night at the Agave Cocina.
I mean, my dinner was pretty good.
I know it was, but I was tearing up Mexican food. I was in my lane there, and then the gym was locked. We couldn't get in that next morning, so I had to walk everywhere around the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian to get my miles in. So I got a good picture.
And I think that's Kevin from Atlanta, I believe, there in the chat. Because I did run into a Kevin at Magic Kingdom. It was nice running into you over by the Tangled restrooms on your way to Haunted Mansion. Hope you had a good rest of the trip.
Oh, yes. There we go. Okay, here we got to start here. Okay. So we'll just leave the pictures rolling here for a second, even though it's totally distracting and totally keeping us from doing the show. Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, July 16th, 2023. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy weekend, happy Sunday night to you, or happy Thursday if you're catching us on the replay on Thursday. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the show. We are here. We've been gone for a couple of weeks, and thanks for joining us here live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. We're going to have a good time tonight taking your calls at 407-413-9395, 407-413-WDW5. If you have an old school phone with the letters and all that stuff on it, that's the vanity number that we pay extra for. I think it's like $275 a month or something. I don't know. We go the extra mile for our listeners. Anyway, we're going to have fun tonight talking about the Be Our Guest Podcast Cruise. We've got some pictures scrolling through from some of the fun stuff we did down at Walt Disney World and on the Disney Wish. And we're going to have a video coming shortly, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second with my friend. You know him, the co-host of the Be Our Guest Podcast with Pam and Ricky. We have Scotty G. What's up, Scott? How are things up in Michigan?
Things are going great. I had to knock off some rust, because it's been a while since we did this, but I also had to knock off some golf rust because I haven't golfed in 3 weeks, Mike. And get this, today, as the day of recording on Sunday, I got my first birdie of the year. So maybe I need to take more time off. Maybe that's the key.
You and Steph Curry, apparently, he got an ace and
he got an ace. So I've always envisioned, like, how am I going to celebrate when I get a hole in one? Like, because like it's going to happen someday.
It would kill me. I'd have a heart attack.
And Steph Curry like kind of stole mine. That's exactly what I was going to do, except I would take my shirt off. But I would run up. I would just sprint up to the green. My shirt would fly off, and that would just be like hooting and hollering. And Steph Curry was really close to how I'm going to do mine. Someday it'll happen.
Yeah, when you least expect it, they always say. So
exactly.
I'm never going to have one because I'd never get on the course very
Hopefully
often.
It's not raining. Actually, if it's raining, that might feel kind of good, actually. Let's be real. So
that is true. All right. So we've been gone for a little bit. So if you want to talk about anything Walt Disney World related, we were down there. We were in the parks. I did a full day. We're going to talk about that actually on tomorrow's show. So just so you know, the Monday podcast is Scott and I talking about, it's called Everything But the Be Our Guest Podcast Cruise, because we talk about our stay at the Grand Floridian. Both of us stayed there. Scott stayed there pre and post cruise. I stayed there post cruise. I stayed at the Coronado. We were in the parks. I used Genie Plus for a full day at the studios. We had some great meals. So you're going to get a lot of that on Monday's show. But if you have any questions about our stays at World, feel free. If you want to comment on any of the news that you've heard about over the last couple of weeks, let's do that. And if you sailed with us on the podcast cruise and you have a review, you want highlights, what you thought of the Wish, stuff like that, please do give us a call here in just a second. But Scott, I know you wanted to talk about a video. We have a little slideshow going. I just threw together some pictures here in the last 10, 15 minutes just to have something on the screen here as we have the show going tonight. But you are making a video of some highlights of the podcast cruise. So share that with our audience so folks maybe can still get some last minute clips in for the big video.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So I want to just put out like a last call. So in the Be Our Guest Facebook group or the podcast group, I've been sharing, hey, send your videos to me or your photos. I'm going to try to compile a nice little montage of everyone that was on the Be Our Guest Podcast Cruise. I know not everyone is necessarily on that Facebook group, so I just kind of want to put it out here. So if you're listening live or if you're listening on Thursday when this drops, just send me a direct message on Facebook. It's my name, or Instagram at @fscott. Just shoot me a little message. I can get you my email, and then you can like drop the videos and photos over to me. Would really love to include your special memories on the video. If you haven't seen one of our videos, I made a mini golf one over Marathon Weekend, which is pretty fun group that we had there. So you search on YouTube, Be Our Guest Podcast Mini Golf, you'll find that video. I'm going to do something similar to the podcast cruise. So yeah, if you got any photos, if you have not reached out to me yet, you still got time. So send them my way.
Yeah, get those in, because the more faces we can get into that video, the more memories it'll be for everybody, and it'll be more exciting for us. So please do send those to Scott as soon as you can, and Scott will edit it down. He's really good at this stuff. So I'm excited to see the video. We'll probably premiere it here and kind of do a kind of a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing here, where we'll talk, we'll be here on the side like we're doing here in the studios. We watch it for the first time. That'll be available obviously forever on YouTube and all the places. But one other thing I want to mention before we open up the phone lines, the Volunteer Day, Give Kids the World. We're going to have that September 7th and 8th. So that's coming up really quickly. There is an official sign up, and we're going to talk about that on this week's shows. And we're going to have the location where you can sign up for a shift to join us on that Friday. And we'd love to have you. We've had a lot of people reach out and ask, like, how do we get going on that? All the details are going to be there. We have that all cleared. We have it all ready to go. I think it's going to start at 7:30 in the morning on that Friday. We're going to be serving breakfast is one of the things we get to do at the village. There's a couple of other things we get to do. And then, of course, on Saturday, we're going to do a 6-hour live show just like this, but from Give Kids the World. We're going to be taking donations for Give Kids the World. We're going to be auctioning off all kinds of items. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to give away a trip to Walt Disney World during that 6-hour show, courtesy of the Magic for Less Travel. We're going to have tons of prizes throughout that 6-hour show. So just put it on the calendar. I know it's a busy time, September 8th, noon to 6 Eastern time. Join us, because you can listen live, and we'll cut it up later and put it out on the feed. But it'll be a great time to call in, join us from wherever you are in the world. And we're going to be raising money for the great folks down at Give Kids World. But if you're around, if you're going to be in Orlando, Central Florida, come by the village and let's get our hands dirty and really help the folks out down there. Scott, I know we're really looking forward to this one. It's going to be fun.
Yep, for sure. And just to double check the dates, I think you got them right, but just to make sure, the 8th is that Friday, September 8th will be the volunteer, and the 9th will be the podcast live.
It's a Friday and a Saturday in September. Just show up all of them, and if
Right.
you're there for every one of them, we'll no, just kidding. It's whatever it is. Yeah, sorry, I don't have.
I know it's there's so many, like I know, like I keep getting those dates mixed up. I want to always say 7 and 8, but I think it's 8 and 9. I just had to double check the calendar. But yeah, looking forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna be down there too. So I know, Mike, I was like kind of on the fence about it. I want to talk to you after we do this live show, but yeah, I'm excited to be down there. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I know. I got a $100 credit from Southwest because it took us forever to get home from our podcast cruise trip, which was an epic. But that's $100 to get to put forward for my flights to go down in September. At least just got $100 cheaper because I got no sleep that night coming home. But anyway, let's open up the phone lines. What do we want to talk about? 407-413-9395. That's 407-413-9395. Let's get the first call in here. We have somebody trying to get in. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike and Scotty G. It's Jody and Landon.
Hey, Jody. We just saw a picture of Landon here flash across the screen with some awesome free throw shooting form. So how are things in Cincinnati tonight?
What do you think about the free throw contest? Competition was easy. Scotty G was lacking.
Kid still has his swagger.
Love this guy. I love this guy. Yeah. For those that don't know, there's a lot of trash talking between me and Landon the whole cruise about the free throw shooting contest. Now, let me make it clear, neither one of us won the contest, but there was some side action on the head-to-head battle, and Landon took it, so he's got the title now of the master free throw shooter between me and him, and like there's gonna be a round 2. This is like Rocky, like he may have won that first one, man. He might have the belt temporarily, but I'm coming for him. Like we're gonna get ready. We're gonna bout, and I'm ready for round 2.
I mean,
that was a lot of fun.
It's only podcast cruise 6. We're at least going double digits here. Come on now.
Oh, absolutely.
Congratulations to Matt for beating both of you, Landon.
Yes.
He was actually good competition.
It was fun. It was nice to be into shade for a couple hours or for at least a few minutes because it was hot that day. I was just And how about that 5K real quick for the folks that did not almost have a near-death experience? And there's my picture. I was just glad to be alive in that picture. Hot. There you are finishing, actually, Jody, on the screen as we speak. Woo! July 5Ks in the Bahamas. Not a good idea.
Yeah, that's not the best idea we've had.
Never. Yeah, but I mean, that's what we do. Runners have never been accused of being very smart. So there you go.
But it just means we could eat more ice cream. Landon, how many ice cream could we eat? I'm pretty sure around 12.
Yes, and we are going to talk about ice cream. I promise you before this hour is up, we're going to talk about Crystal Palace, ice cream, and my boy below me on the screen here. Because he said,
let me just say, I've had this theory for years now that the ice cream is better on Castaway Cay because it's like, I don't know what the right term is, but more frozen or it's harder or whatever it is. Like it doesn't melt instantly on Castaway Cay for whatever reason. So I can make a Crystal Palace style ice cream out there. So I will say, like, I will always get many more ice creams on the island than the ship because I always think it's better on Castaway Cay.
Did either of you see my trick of what I did at Cookies 2 with the ice cream?
Please share.
What'd you do?
Oh, Landon told him what I did. So we got an ice cream cone and we got 2 cookies and we scooped the ice cream onto the cookies to make a little cookie sandwich, ice cream cookie sandwich.
That's the hack.
You know what? I will tell you this. So years and years and years ago, I'm trying to, because I remember late one night for room service, Pam and I think this was like a spring break cruise when Mallory was little, but we called room service and ordered 2 cookies and an ice cream, and we made those in our room. Like we got like they gave us like ice cream, but it was in a bowl or something. But we made them from room service cookies like that but it was like super late at night because everything was closed and the ice cream machines were off up on the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was after midnight, so you got to have ice cream at like 1 a.m. So.
No, Jody and Landon, I like that. I believe Steve, that's like a Steve Forrester special. I think he does that every time too. But I saw something I never seen before. I saw a kid take one of those cups that you would do for like your soda and water, put like some Coke in there, and then went to the ice cream machine and made like a Coke ice cream like float. And I thought that was genius. Like, why have I never thought of that? Like,
Yeah,
I thought that was awesome.
I saw somebody doing that. But actually, Alec and I were thinking about doing that while on the cruise. We had that same idea. However, the ice cream was sadly closed.
Yeah, but tell about your special ice cream that the server brought you last night.
Oh, so our very last night, I had some broccoli ice cream.
Oh, man.
Very different.
Excuse me? I've seen the photo, I've seen the video, but explain to the listeners. Can you explain what a broccoli sundae is?
Well, I mean, lots of yummy chocolate, sundae stuff, and then just broccoli on top. Just a very
broccoli
nice
on top.
It sounds like something they would do at 50s primetime if you didn't eat your vegetables.
I've seen that happen to Mallory on her birthday.
Yeah.
They put her corn on top of her ice cream before. Yeah.
Broccoli every night, and he forgot it that night. So
That's
they brought him his broccoli on top of his sundae.
Yeah.
And who ate it?
It was kind of good.
Oh, man.
It was kind of good.
Whew, man. You need to
Probably
take
why
him.
I'm so good at basketball. I eat my vegetables.
Yeah, take him to the doctor.
I mean-
Something's wrong with this kid.
I mean, that might be part of my Rocky training plan now is to do like broccoli and chocolate ice cream. Maybe that'll get me better at basketball.
All right.
That's awesome.
I'm sure you guys have a lot of other callers. We just had to call and say hi.
No,
Yeah, we missed you too. Like we had a lot of fun sailing with you. That was a blast. Can't wait to do it again.
Real quick though, Jody, what do you think was the highlight though? Looking back, it's been a week. It's been a couple of weeks almost at this point. God, man, I wish I was on that ship. But tell everybody, like, what do you think's the highlight?
Was 1:45 in the morning. Adults were doing our thing, and my son and Cheryl's son come walking past us, and I'm like, "What are you two doing up?" And they looked at us, and we were like, "What are you guys doing up?" They had just finished watching Indiana Jones, and we had just left the bayou. I'm not sure who was having more fun.
That's awesome. It is.
It's an adults having fun. That's what it's all about. I love it.
Yeah, and the kids were having fun. It was a win-win. So.
I see these pictures going by on the screen. I just want to be back on the ship, and right now it doesn't even have to be the wish. It could be the fancy, the dream, the wonder, the magic. I don't care. It's that whole just being away from everything and being around friends. And like you said, just happening upon people around the ship. You could just be walking down the corridor on deck 8, deck 9, deck 3, doesn't matter, but somebody's karaoke and you're seeing friends.
Yeah, one of my favorite things, Mike, is like strangers that you don't even know, maybe not even part of our podcast group, that you see like on like Match Your Mate night 1 or whatever, and then you see them like throughout the cruise, and you're like, oh, that's the Match Your Mate guy or whatever. Like that's so much fun. Like I love that. Like it's just strangers too that you just see about the ship, which is awesome.
Well,
all right. Well, we'll let you guys go. I'm sure you have other callers.
All right. Well,
Tell Lizzie G I said hi.
I will, Landon. I'll send the message. You guys have a good one.
Don't lose that swagger, buddy. We'll see you. Take care, guys.
See you later.
Okay, see you.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
I love that kid, man. He cracks me up.
He does, man. Dude, if I had that kind of swagger when I was a kid, I did not have that.
I've been in trouble, probably.
I'm just saying I'd be in big trouble. 407-413-9395. 413-9395. And Betsy in the live chat says, actually, speaking of Give Kids a World, her daughter and Betsy volunteered on July 7th over at the village. She says it was amazing. Sign up is super simple and serving was fabulous. I'm excited because I've been down there, but I've never volunteered. I hate to say that. I mean, I've toured it because we've given donations. I've actually ridden a bunch of the rides because they actually have a few accessible rides. They have a big swing, and that thing kind of almost made me a little seasick. Have you been, Scott? Were you there that day?
I was not there that time. I've been there a couple times where we've done like I always joke it's like the golf check where you have like the big check or whatever, that you ride over. Yeah. So we've done that. I've done like the tours, but I've never actually got to experience any of the rides. So I would not have been there for that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was like a big swing, and there was like a thing you pedal, and then like it goes up, kind of like a helicopter ride. You were spinning. Yeah, I think that the stuff spins there and rocks. Like it's not really not my jam because like I'm not a big spinner guy, but it was fun. They got the train. We did the train. So yeah, I'm just excited to be down and help. Hopefully I'd like to scoop some ice cream at some point at Henry's Starlight Scoops. That'd be kind of fun. But just to be there, like I'm excited. So I'm glad that Betsy had a good experience there. So again, give us a call. You want to share, and 407-413-9395. Steve in the live chat says he's got a question or a comment. with Bob Chapek recently signing a new deal. That would be Iger, I think, that signed a new deal till 2026.
That's some serious breaking news if that's the case.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he back? Oh no, he's back. Let's see, surveys coming out asking about basically having a paid fast pass. Do you think it's possible that comes back? And if so, would it happen after September 30th, end of Disney's fiscal year, over or under? Hang on to that thought because we have a call. Let's get this call in here. All right, we have our next call. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, it's Katie.
What's up, Katie in Maryland? How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. I was calling in with another cruise memory.
That's what we want to hear tonight.
Yes. Can we talk about how physically painful the Incredi Games was?
Oh, dude, we cannot. That might have been the biggest L I've taken in quite a while. But here's the thing. I'm not too proud to post it on social media because if you're going to post your wins, you got to post your losses. And that was just a crushing. My daughter could have had an ice cream sundae like by the time I finished. Like she had her shoes back on, she changed clothes, she showered, and she's like, okay, my dad's still not down that slide. You know, it was pretty bad. Yeah, ugly.
I mean, I wasn't much faster.
That was hard. But I told her if it had been
It'll be so much easier.
Here's the thing, Katie, here's how we would have won. If you would have had to go around that thing 78 times, we'd have had a chance because we're marathoners.
Yeah,
that was a sprint. We're not sprinters. We're not like 100-meter specialists. We needed 78 laps. I was just getting loose. So that's what I told her. She couldn't have hung with me for 78 laps around that course. Of course, I'd kill her.
But how awesome is the Hero Zone? Like that was one of the things I was really impressed with compared to like the Dream Class, where you had like the basketball and the mini golf is like outdoors in the blazing sun, where that was like the coolest place on the ship. Because like, I mean, I know we'll talk about it in a future episode, Mike, but I was sweating and hot like that whole cruise. But like, I would go to the Hero Zone just to get like some fresh coolness, you know, like, and they had all those games in there. I was really impressed with that whole Hero Zone setup. I loved it.
Yeah. So Katie, have you sailed I can't remember. Have you sailed the other ships?
I'm sorry?
Have you sailed any of the other ships on Disney Cruise Line?
I've sailed on the Dream, so this is my second ship.
So, you know, Scott's talking about the Hero Zone, and I think this is probably one of those places, and you could probably concur on this, is that the Hero Zone is such an upgrade over the Dream and the Fantasy, the Magic and the Wonder, because like they have a lot of those same activities, but they're all open deck at the top. And even Mallory said this immediately, like you can't play ping pong on the top deck when you're at sea because it's so windy and that ball's so light. And plus, I mean, the biggest advantage, Scott has said, it's air conditioned, you know, and they can bring down, I mean, it's like a little gym. You can bring down basketball hoops and it's air conditioned, and you have like that shuffleboard, which I love. You know, that is a genius place on the ship, which I thought was kind of a throwaway place. I wasn't going to go up there, except, you know, I heard, we're going to do this incredible course thing. And so I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. But I'm glad I went up there because that is a great spot. It's kind of like a big multi-purpose room, really, for a ship. It's fun.
Yeah, I wish I had spent more time up there first. I only really went up there for the course.
Yeah, was that the only time? Because that was the only time I was up there. I should have gone up there more myself.
I spent quite a bit of time up there. Me and Emily had like foosball tournaments and like cornhole. Like we did everything in that area. We had a really great time there.
Downside of shorter cruises that you can't see and do everything.
Yeah, tell me. So I've already taken my placeholder, right? So you're on the ship, you book your placeholder. I've already put mine on a date, 7-nighter on the Fantasy next summer. I'm already, because it had to be 7-nighter. It was too short. It's like,
I haven't picked a date yet, but I was definitely thinking 7-night on Fantasy. So I just have to pick my date though.
Come on, July 6th. That's what we're going to Eastern Caribbean. Let's go.
I'll look into it.
No, I've never been on Eastern Caribbean. I've done Western 3 times. Western's a lot of fun. And here's the thing. I'm dreaming about Eastern Caribbean, but here's how it goes when you have a daughter of a high school kid. It's when cheer camp is. If cheer camp is during that time, guess who's not going to the Eastern Caribbean? I'll have to go the week before, and guess what? It alternates. So I'll be going to the Western Caribbean for the 4th time. That'll be fine. Whatever. Or we might go 2 weeks before and go to the Eastern. Probably is what would happen. You know, I really want to go because I saw this is how bad you I don't know, Katie, because I know Scott is feeling this because we've been talking about this since we got back. But I've been looking at cruises and watching vlogs and stuff since I got back. I've been looking at cruise ships like nonstop. Like I just want to be back on a cruise ship so bad. So I've already looked at I've looked at all the excursions for this cruise for July 6th. And I have my countdown on the app already because I've already paid my deposit. Like I'm ready to go. And it's 350 days away. Anyway. Yeah, it's real.
I'm trying to like settle myself, and so I booked a Disney World trip in 2 months instead. So my ADR day is in a few days. So that's what we're going to focus on in the meantime. That's
smart. That works. Now, so are you running all the races coming up this season?
I'm doing Dopey to Dumbo, but that will be it for Run Disney. But that's also a lot. So how can I say that's it?
That's what I'm doing this year too, though. I'm just doing Dopey and then going to Disneyland, and I'm not doing Princess. And the only one that I may do Springtime, but I don't think so. But I'm not doing Princess.
Yeah, it's later April, so April heat in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. You're smart. And I'll be broke as a joke after all this. That's crazy.
I mean, at that point, Mike, you'll have a cruise coming up in like 2 or 3 months too. So
yes, and a 7-nighter at that. Yes. Oh man. Okay, so give us one more highlight though, Katie, because you roomed with Marlessa, so you guys had a cabin there. So, what? Tell us about your accommodations. How was that? How'd that work out?
Yeah, so I mean, we were obviously sharing a room together, veranda. I spent quite a lot of time out there. Marlessa practically lived in the spa the entire time.
She did. I would love to see her folio. Not to be too like nosy.
Me too.
But man, she was like either like hanging with us or she was in the spa. Like, I mean, there was really no in between. It was like spa with us.
One thing that I'm not personally a spa person, but one thing I learned from her though is that the more, spa, I guess, treatments or whatever is the appropriate word there, the more that you do, it's more deeply discounted for everyone that you do. So like she wasn't paying rack rate for, everything. So that was one thing that I don't think I knew, was just how significantly discounted a lot of those things are as you do more of them.
If that's the case, they were paying her by the end of the cruise.
Quite literally.
Well, you're right though, Mike. Like, and I hope Marlessa's listening. I mean, I'll tell it to her like in a text after the show. But like, but you were right. She was either in the spa or she was hanging at us doing drink tastings, all that. Yeah. I said the same thing to Liz. Like, God, I want to see her folio because like that had to have been like an epic. I'm surprised she didn't buy the Star Wars drink. Maybe she did, and we just don't know it. Like the $5,000 drink.
I was with her one of the times at Hyperspace, and I can say that she did not do that.
I'm just saying she's not here tonight. Maybe she's out at Skywalker Ranch.
She might be. Was there a bottle of wine that was delivered to your stateroom, Katie?
I wonder if they have a spa over there. She probably would love it there.
Yes. I'd be so pruned up if I had that many treatments. I wouldn't even be able to walk. I don't know.
That was awesome though.
Oh, that is.
But yeah, how was the stateroom though? Like, I heard that you might have been on the bunk. Is that right? Not the main bed.
No, we were not on the bump out. We were more forward than I've been before. But I've always been on the 6th deck every cruise I've been on. That's just kind of my go-to deck. So no complaints there. We had a fantastic stateroom host. We had a Cinderella themed room. I knew that we were either going to be Cinderella or Frozen because I had that spoiler going into the cruise, but it does alternate per room. So we ended up getting a Cinderella room, which was the one that I had wanted. We were at the same table as Jody and her family. So that broccoli sundae was probably the most hysterical thing ever. And then our fantastic server also played a lot of, different pranks on really all of us, but particularly Jody. So like pretended to spill a hot drink on her, gave her one of those little like checkbooks, and she opened it and something flew out into her. So he was fantastic and really like had a great time with us. So overall a very fantastic time.
That's awesome.
Well, let me ask you this. What was your favorite restaurant out of the rotation?
Yeah, I keep going back and forth. So our particular group in Arendelle, we had the best table of like that entire restaurant because we were right by that window.
Yeah, you did.
And by window, I mean like 5 windows.
Yeah, you had like, I mean, it was like you guys had I don't even know how to describe it. It was like you were looking out the back end of the ship, or was it the back end or the side? I don't know, but you had a wall to ceiling window.
Aft,
Yeah,
so
it was awesome.
It was the most aft you could have gotten, and we like our table just we couldn't see the stage as much, but honestly, obviously the view is a lot better.
Yeah, totally.
I almost left my family pirate night just to join you guys because
I know
that
you
table was so
totally
awesome.
did. You were gone. Scott was like out. He was like, I don't know if it was because of my costume. Like he's like, I can't look at Mike anymore with a mascara on, but I'm like out of here.
I mean, I'm pretty sure our server adopted Scott too.
That's true. I remember talking to the server, and he was like, "Sir, your dessert is arriving at your table. But do you want me to bring it here?" That was awesome.
And then we lost Jarrett to your table half the time too.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, he came like a homeless guy over to our whatever our table number. We adopted him. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, our lovely head server, she came over one time and actually expressed some concern that Jarrett wasn't at the table for a couple nights in a row because they were at Palo one night and then the other night they were just hanging with y'all, and expressed some genuine concern. And I made a comment that he was being babysat over at another table, and she had no idea what I meant, and so my little joke did not land well at all. But like I said, expressed genuine concern.
Sometimes there's a slight language barrier on these cruises, and it happens.
That's awesome.
And that was an accurate way to describe it. Yeah.
But it's also cool to see how even like I think we've talked about head servers before and questioned like what exactly do they do and all of that. But it's actually kind of cool to see that she picked up on a group not being at our table 2 nights in a row. When I don't know how many tables are in the restaurants or how many like head serving shifts they have, but you know, given that she wasn't spending that much time at our table, it was actually kind of cool to see just how much they are paying attention to those little things. So that's what I feel like you can't get on any other cruise line.
Yeah, it's true.
Head server's like the mafia boss is how I always looked at it.
That's a good description. I never thought of it that way. Yeah,
they don't have to move a lot for anyone. They just kind of show up and they, hey, how you doing? Things good? Okay. All right. Have a great meal. My staff will take care of you.
They're kind of like the pit boss at the casino. They're just there if something happens.
Yep. I mean, no, they do play a good. I mean, I know like they help with like any like special needs and concerns or things like that. Like with the meals, like I mean, the server and the assistant can help with that too. But the head server is really good for that. But I do like the joke that they're like the head mob boss of the dining room.
That is true.
Well, Katie, sounds like you all had a great time. I can't wait for the next one. I'm in, like you and Mike were just saying, I'm in cruise fever. I'm watching the videos. I'm looking at past sailings that we've done like in 2013, 14, just like, man, I'm 100% cruise mode right now. And I just can't wait for the next one.
What I really like doing is going on Instagram to the official, Disney Cruise Line page and going to the tab where people have tagged Disney Cruise Line.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of those are just like ads and such, but you get a lot of often like very live footage from people that are currently on the ship. So that has been my little guilty pleasure lately.
And what I do too, just for those people that are like us that are kind of crazy, I have an app that's like a marine tracker. So I like to see where the ships are every morning when I'm walking on the treadmill. So I do that, even though I know pretty much where they are. You can see like if they're moving and speed. That's so dumb. Mm-hmm. I look at Port Canaveral webcam. I look at Port Nassau webcam. They're all the webcams, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, see where the ships are. It's just, man, those ships, there's something about them. Like when you are on them, there's just a feeling of you feel so relaxed. It's so comfortable. And you just kind of long to get back on them as soon as you get off. So
yeah, that was probably the most relaxing vacation I've had probably ever, honestly.
Yeah, because it's hard to describe to somebody that's not been on a Disney cruise, that's a Disney fan, a parks fan. And I try to tell them it's kind of like staying in a deluxe Walt Disney World resort. You can have signature dining if you want, because you can go to Remy, you can go to Palo. The theme dining is pretty good. I mean, that'd be like going to Arendelle on the Wish is kind of like going to I would say like an Akershus at Epcot, or maybe a Crystal Palace kind of experience. It's not exactly something like that. But you get nice dining and you get just over the top service. And you wake up in the morning, you're at a place like Castaway Cay, with palm trees, and Nassau's even fun. Or you got the Aqua Mouse and you got all this entertainment everywhere. So
I like that. Mike, kind of reminds me of Disney Vacation Club too, like the activity center, because there's always activities to do, whether it's trivia, drawing classes, tastings. It just makes you feel like I'm at like a resort, of like a bigger resort that has all these activities. And I just feel like Disney Vacation Club kind of offers that, not to the same level Cruise Line does, but that's kind of what I think of a lot when I'm on there. Man, I wish I was cruising again. I just love it.
Well, we'll look at it again in 2025. It'll be here before we know it.
Definitely.
That sounds dangerous, man. I'll have a graduated high schooler at that point. Like that, we can slow down a little. Just
I know, dude, I'll have a senior. It'll be nuts. Oh my gosh, you'll be a empty nester. Well, almost both be empty nesters. Holy cow! Oh man,
dangerous.
That's crazy.
I will let you process all of that realization.
Yeah, we got to stop.
And let whoever else is trying to get in.
We will do that, Katie. Well, hey, thanks for sailing with us, and we'll see you at World, I'm sure, here shortly, and we'll see you definitely in January. So, but don't be a stranger. Give us a call next week. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, have a great night.
All right, take care, Katie. All right, bye-bye.
We'll see her twice in January.
Yes, we'll be across the country with her. All right, 407-413-9395. We got another cruiser calling in.
Hi, it's Brooke. How are you guys?
Hey there, hi there. Oh there. No, that's somebody else.
Hi.
That is Don. I was giving that because he just came into the chat. But what's up, Brooke? I just, you know what it is? It's my pictures being a pirate that has messed me up early. Need to stop this screen stuff.
That was awesome. Your costume was perfect.
$46 on Amazon. I mean, that's probably the best $46 I ever spent. It was the cheapest one I could find, except for the hair that was left over. So what's going on?
Well, I had the best time. Obviously, it was our first Disney cruise for my daughter and myself, and it was awesome. I mean, I put the placeholder down. I'm going to try to hold out for 2 years from now and book at the very last minute.
Dude, I lasted about 48 hours. Well, I got to do it.
You could call me. I've got marathon weekend planned. I want to do a half marathon with another lizard in Cape Cod this fall. So I just vacation budget blown.
No,
I'm done.
Oh yeah.
But I just had the best time, and I just wanted to share a funny kind of thing that has unfolded since the cruise. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts like you. I should backtrack and say I've always loved the ocean. You know, I was one of those kids who wanted to be a marine biologist, but I mean, I really considered it when I was selecting colleges. I didn't go that route. But I've always just felt like peace when I'm at the ocean. And when I stepped out on that veranda, I was like, why have I not done this before? Seeing that like calm blue water of the Caribbean, it hit me. Like, I hadn't been out on a ship in a long time. Like, I haven't been on a whale watch. I haven't I've been at the beach, which is great, but I haven't been out in the ocean. So it was fantastic and just rekindled that love for me. And since I got home, and the other thing was, on the last night of the cruise, one of the people at my table said, "Oh, it's been so nice, not hearing the news." And I was like, "Oh, the news!" And I just I'm like, "Yeah, I don't miss that." So I came home, I cleared my podcast list, and I downloaded all these podcasts that I'm listening to the last week and a half that are ocean sciences, marine sciences, everything, something from the state of Rhode Island, where they bring in people who just have careers that are ocean focused, whether it's scientists or artists or whatever, surfers. It's my podcast feed now is all ocean, marine life, sailing. Well, the fishing wasn't so positive. I did a whole couple of days on fishing. So everything ocean related has been my podcast feed for the last week and a half, and I'm loving it. I feel much more mental peace.
So I'm guessing by Wednesday you'll be enrolled in an ocean marine biology program in the University of Penn State or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a fun side effect of cruising that I didn't anticipate.
Don't look at the screen right now, because that'll just make you homesick.
Oh no.
No, I mean, do you feel like you hear the Moana song, right? As soon as you got out on that veranda, and it's weird because I'm from Missouri, I'm as far from the ocean as you can get, but man, I feel at peace when I'm on those ships. I can't spend enough time either on the top deck or deck 4 on my veranda. I just got to look at the ocean. It really does. It makes you feel, God, the world is so big.
And even when I was really tired and it was really hot outside, I could lay in my bed in my stateroom and still see out the window to the ocean. That was
crazy.
Great too.
It is. I mean, Scott, you probably feel that too. I mean, when you're there, it's just like Brooke just mentioned, especially like Threads launched while we were at sea. A whole new social media like thing.
Oh, yeah,
and we didn't even know about it.
I
And I was like, I don't care. Like it was awesome. I didn't even know. And it was the greatest thing ever.
We've had some interesting things. I remember 2017, like we had a crazy thing that happened in the world that we missed when we were on the fantasy. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, you come back to reality, like, oh, I can't believe I missed this. But Mike, I wanted a quick share. Or Brooke, can you share why it's so important that me and Mike and Pam and Ricky too always say, when you have a cruise, plan 1 to 2 days beforehand to get to Port Canaveral. Can you quickly share your story of how you got there?
Yes,
I'll
please.
share that. Every flight I had for this trip was canceled. My flight to Orlando was canceled on Sunday. So we were flying Sunday afternoon, like a 5 p.m. flight out of Newark. That was canceled at 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. I had a panic attack and I was flying JetBlue, and I don't know if anyone listening is from JetBlue. They just said your flight's canceled, like basically good luck. It wasn't like we're rebooking you. It was just kind of like flight's canceled. Talk to you later. Like it was very stressful. And so I was able to book out of Philadelphia airport for a 7:30 p.m. flight on Sunday night. So we got in around to Pop Century at like 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, and that was just way too close for comfort. I mean, I was freaking out all day. Like even once I rebooked it for that night, I was just like, I couldn't sit down. I was so nervous. Until we were like taking off on that plane, I was just kind of nervous. And then there was weather in the Northeast far away, our flights home. So we ended up having an extra day at the Wilderness Lodge at the end of our trip, because we had 2 canceled flights leaving Orlando and then a bunch of delays. So we got home Monday around 2 a.m.
Yeah, see, now I don't care about the getting home thing. This travel agent, that doesn't bother me one bit. Now getting down there for a cruise, oh my gosh, please be there early. Like you just gave me.
Brooke did it right. That's what I'm saying. Like the 1 to 2 day buffer is what saved you. So I'm glad you did that, because like I live by that rule.
No,
like,
absolutely. I would fly Saturday next time for a Monday cruise instead of Sunday.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
But I'm glad you got there. Like, I can imagine how stressful that Sunday was. I know we were like on a group chat chatting about it. I was trying to like calm you. Like, I can't imagine the stress you're having, but you got on the ship. You had a trip of a lifetime, and I can't wait for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great meeting your daughter too. She was such a delight. I loved meeting her. She was so sweet. I know she really kicked it off, I think, with the Sidor family too. Like, they had another child her age. Like, I just loved seeing all the friendships being made. That was so great to see.
Oh, it was awesome meeting the Sidor family. They were great. We love them.
So give us your highlight of the cruise once you actually got on it, besides seeing the water and the calmness of the ocean, which I think everybody kind of feels. Was there something like a small experience or something unexpected besides Marlessa being in the we've talked about her being in the spa the entire, no, we just give her a hard time because she's a friend.
I also went to Hyperspace Lounge with Marlessa and Kayla. And she did not buy the $5,000 drink with us either.
Okay, so we're pretty sure she's not at Skywalker Ranch today. Okay.
She's probably just at a spa somewhere in New York.
Exactly. Yeah, apparently she's getting a massage. Okay.
Yeah. We loved seeing the stingrays. We did the stingray snorkel at Castaway, and that was really fun. I mean, mainly Kayla had never like swam in the Caribbean or done snorkeling. And so that was just a really fun experience for the two of us to share. I loved that. And I thought that was like the best snorkeling of the day. There was tons of huge angelfish, lots of schools of fish, plus the stingrays, and even a barracuda. That was pretty cool.
Barracudas are mean, aren't they? I mean, I've never snorkeled. I can't breathe through the pipe thing. I can't do
swim
that.
Up to it. It was off in the distance. And the cast members said that, Barry hangs around and eats some fish and he's okay.
Barry the barracuda. Nice. They give him a cute name. He's probably still meaner than Snot, but he's Barry the barracuda. I like that. That's Disney for you.
Yeah.
It's cute. Yeah.
Other than that, I just thought the dinners were like just like a highlighted day of the day, just to be able to see everyone from the group at their tables and say hi and spend time with other guests. It was really fun.
I agree. The dinners were kind of a fun. I wish we could have gotten around like more at dinner, but like with the Wish, it was different than the previous cruises that we've done. Obviously, this is the 6th one we've done. This is the one where they, obviously with 4 nights too, it's harder because you don't have as many, because we've done 7-night cruises sometimes. But I mean, like during Frozen, you can't get up and like mingle as much because, like, here comes Olaf, like, dude, he's coming around to meet you, and so, the other nights you got pirate stuff happening. It was harder to kind of get around and like go table, like the tables kind of mingling together. I wish we could have done more about that and more stuff like that. You kind of learn, because it's my first time on the Wish. That was kind of a regret that I had, is that, like in Avengers, you couldn't really get up and move either because stuff was happening.
No.
Spider-Man's coming around and, stuff like that.
And also,
it didn't lend itself
also
to
the
that.
tables were quite packed together. So you felt awkward by like walking around the restaurants because it was just so packed in there. Oh, and I guess the silent dance party, that was my favorite. Like that whole night, like that night of doing that and doing trivia and then going up to the deck to see the pirates fireworks. Like that night was, I think, my favorite night of the trip.
And it was pretty cool celebrating the 4th of July outside of the United States, but how they kicked it off by playing the national anthem, and that gentleman who sang it, who I didn't go to the show, but I heard he was Sebastian in The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
That guy could
fantastic.
sing. Oh my gosh. That was probably one of the best ever performances of the national anthem I've ever heard. It was because he didn't like
a Run Disney event, kind of, when I was standing there.
He didn't. I did feel like a Run Disney. That's exactly what I was thinking, because I was standing with because I thought about that, because I'm sitting there. I'm standing here with a bunch of people that I'm usually standing with in the corrals, because like a bunch of us all run these races together. It was weird. But that guy, like, he didn't really like change the song much, but he just sang the crap out of it. Like, it was so good. I had goosebumps that night. It was just like, whoa, we're out in the middle of the ocean. This is crazy.
And I know we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a great recap episode for Friday's show. But Mike, I cannot wait to talk about this pirate party. As someone that has kind of found pirate parties to be pirate night to be stale, this one was the best I've ever been to. It was so great.
It was. They've made it way better.
And the funniest question of the night was Kayla looked up at me and said, "You guys know all these songs?" Yes, we all know these songs.
I want to rock and roll all night. Heck yeah.
You kidding me, dude? That I skated to that in the opposite direction. It's Aloha Roller Rink. Come on now.
I think there's some rolling, like Jumping Jack Flash was on that mix too. So many great songs. Oh, God, can it just be like July 3rd again? Can we just board the ship? That was so great.
Here's the thing, hot take on that. Well, because I don't think we'll get to all this stuff because we're recording tomorrow. Yeah. We're gonna recap, but I think that show is going to be a little divisive, because it's not really Disney. And I think Disney purists are not going to like it so much, but I loved it. Because it's a cover band of 80s rock. And I thought it was a nice departure, and it was just a fun party. I was all about it. Scott was all about it, but I can see where some people are like, dude, I need some Pirates Life for me. And that's all I want to hear. But
they can go on the Dream and see that.
That's what I did, because that party was awesome. I loved it. But
and that kind of elbowed you during the show. I'm like, Mike, that band is still playing. I thought they cut to a soundtrack for the show, but Disney needs to do more of that. I remember when with Harmonious, they did that one night. They had the perform Harmonious live to the show. Having that band perform live to the fireworks was the coolest thing I've ever seen on a ship. That was I was blown away, Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I was gonna save it for the show tomorrow, but we'll talk about it then too. But it was just the fact that they played the soundtrack live to the fireworks. You showed me, I was like, "You're kidding me!" Because I mean, that's hard.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, totally.
It was such a great song for fireworks. It was great.
Well, the fact, I mean, that drummer that guy was drumming for a half hour. It was hot.
I want that to be my new gig. Can I just be the drummer on the Wish? That was awesome.
He was giving all he had. Oh man, that guy probably lost 5 pounds during that show. He was sweating because it was burning up.
They opened up Marceline Marcus especially for him after the show, so that he could just carb load afterwards.
That dude was giving all he had. It was a good show though. I loved it. I thought it was a new take on the pirate show, and it was a fresh take. It was fun.
We loved it.
We did. Well, hey, Brooke, we appreciate it. And don't be a stranger. We can share these memories here as we go throughout the fall. This will be fun.
Absolutely. Have a great night, guys.
All righty. Tell me we said hello.
We will.
See you later. All right. Let's see here. We got a couple coming in here. So this one was coming in first. All right. We have our next caller. Hey, who's joining us?
This is Brandon from West Virginia,
Bro.
aka Uncle Orville.
What's up, Uncle Orville? Now I gotta tell this story
No
real
privacy
quick.
at all around this podcast.
Absolutely.
No privacy at all.
There is no privacy at all around this podcast. And I gotta tell the story
There
real
isn't.
quick. So, walking down the Magic Kingdom, walking down Main Street, USA, my last day. We're going to Crystal Palace that day. My boy Scotty G got this ADR for my daughter because it's her favorite place to eat. So we're just killing time before that. Walking down Main Street, get almost to the Starbucks, and I'm just like minding my own business with my wife and my daughter. And I see this group of people over on the right, and just, minding my own business, just looking. I'm like, dude, they're all like tricked out in all these outfits, they're doing the cosplay thing, the Disney bounding or whatever that is. I don't do that, but I'm like, I love when people do this. And I saw your shirt and I was like, that dude right there has the best shirt on. And I was like, I kind of want to stop and just get a selfie with him in his shirt because that shirt is that awesome. And then all of a sudden you're like, Mike? I was like, oh my God, I get to get a picture with him.
Absolutely. Yes. Made my morning. I'm a middle school teacher, so you would think coffee would be part of my go-to, but it is not. So we were there with our travel agency and just doing a little Disney bounding, and some of them had to get their morning Starbucks and just happened to be hanging out on Main Street, and all of a sudden here comes Be Our Guest Mike.
You don't
made
have,
my morning.
Hey, you don't have to tell me I got a 15-year-old, but Starbucks is like too much. It's like, dude, you don't have to get a pink drink all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. I know what a pink drink has in it, but she has to have it. So no, thanks for getting the picture with me. It's actually on our slideshow here as we're recording here on Facebook and all that.
I just saw that. I was honored to be a little part of your BOGP Cruise slideshow there.
It was definitely a highlight. You know what I was doing though the rest of the day? I was looking for your crew because my regret, I told Pam as soon as we left, dang, I wanted to get a picture with your whole entire crew because you had everybody looks so good. That'd have been so fun to be in with the whole gang. I chickened out and didn't ask.
Our bounding ideas, which is also completely out of character for me, but my wife talked me into it, and we were the Carousel of Progress, of course. So she was dressed up as Patty in her 4th of July Statue of Liberty. So she had the torch on her phone, and we got a picture in front of the carousel sign. And, that was our contribution to the team.
That was awesome. So did you guys have a good trip? You guys have fun?
We did. Got to finally enter the grid. So that was a great experience. I'd wish, looking back on it, that I was able to do that before we did Guardians, because I feel like Guardians is just, I don't know. I feel like Guardians being released first or open first kind of did Tron a bit of a disservice. But Tron was fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Guardians is longer. It's more immersive. I've decided after this trip, because I tried to do it with my boy Scotty and everybody, my family and everybody. I can't do Guardians. I can't. 5 seconds in, I was like, I shouldn't have got on this thing. And one way or another was playing. I'm thinking, how long is this song? I hate this song. I just want to get off this ride as soon as we start going backwards. So I can't do it. But I hung in there and kept my lunch, which I was glad for. But
Absolutely.
But it's a better ride. It's definitely a better ride. But Tron's a fun ride, but it's just so short. I mean, it's you're on it and you're off it, but it's fun while you're on it, but it's quick.
I know both of you guys are big sports fans, and I've been loving the draft. I feel like you all need like a 5-minute segment, like carve out of each episode, call Sparty in the Zoo or something.
Oh my God.
5 minutes of dedicated sports talk for us purists, us Disney lovers and sports lovers, just to kind of get that fix. And then, but I do have an idea for a draft.
Okay. Yes. Give it to us.
If Disney normally doesn't follow Universal's, ideas, but with the whole regional park idea, what if they were to grant, you one for the Midwest and Scotty G one for the Mitten, and they gave you like a starting 5. So for each of the 4 parks, you have to pick one experience, attraction, land, and then your 5th selection is a wild card. It could be a restaurant, it could be a resort, just something to kind of cap off your starting 5.
I love this.
I don't know if that's been done yet, but knowing you guys are sports fans like myself, I thought I had to call in and give you that idea.
I love this idea. It's like an expansion draft, right? Like we're like the Florida Marlins in like the 90s. Exactly.
Yes.
One of us is going to get, what was it? Charlie Huff is our like starting pitcher or something. Yeah. So, oh my God, this is awesome. I love this idea.
I do love this idea. I made a note of it, Brandon, too. So
He's already.
we will talk about it. Yeah. I've already got my picks. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop thinking. We can't think yet. You're not on the clock. Hang on. Stop.
Yeah. Man, we just need Mel Kiper with his hair, perfectly walked up to read the pick.
Well, that's what Paul from New Jersey plays that role. He's our Mel Kiper and Todd McShay.
Absolutely.
And he picked you, Mike, as the winner of the last draft. I just got to say, sometimes initial reaction, like you might think someone won a draft, but years down the road, you'll find out that I actually won the draft as my players and prospects come through.
That's true. Everybody thought the Cardinals were going to win the Central this year too.
Have you guys ever considered going back and revisiting some of these drafts and doing some trades? Maybe some like Herschel Walker type deals where you set your franchise up for, like I'll trade Casey's Corner for the Festival of the Lion King and Nemo, something that, or the landscaping at Coronado for,
that's what I'm saying.
Cash.
That's what I'm saying. The Coronado could have like some crazy like refurbishment where the landscaping gets so much better. And now Mike's draft from 2023 is so much better now. Yeah, I like that. And then the trade value increases.
You got to build your farm system. You can't have, you got to think for years to come, not just this season.
That's true. What if like in 2020 we drafted Harmonious is like the greatest thing? Harmonious actually blew out both ACLs and had Tommy John on both arms. That
would be like
just didn't work out.
Just like a big salary hit with that one.
Yeah, not to disparage G's Big Ten, but Greg Oden, people thought he was the next. And, sadly, some injuries.
He was at Ohio State. That's all right. That's fine with me.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure that made you happy, actually. But not for him, of course, but for
I mean, I don't want that to ever happen to anyone, right? Like, you don't want injuries. He was a fine college athlete for sure, but like, man, was he a flop with the injuries and everything. That was pretty rough. But I wasn't too mad about it. That's awesome.
No, it was a great. Hey, seriously though, thanks for saying hello and for the picture. And don't be a stranger, man. We'd love to see you down at World again, and give us a call, man. We're definitely going to do this show. Absolutely. That's a great idea. So we will do that show. I promise you that.
All right, guys. All right, you all have a nice weekend.
All right, you too. Take care of West Virginia. Hey, have a great school year. If I don't talk to you before then.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, take care.
See you, Uncle Orville.
All right, see you guys.
Uncle, no privacy at all around this place. All right, we have one last call for tonight, and it is our friend Don, who I got to say, hey there, hi there, ho there, Don. What's going on?
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
What's up?
Just wanted to let you know, it all worked out. We got to see Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
I was wondering because
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
That first day looked a little chaotic on social media, so I was hoping that you had I don't know, like aggression and stamina, and you got in there because it looked a little wild.
We were on the tour, and the guide said, "I know that people are probably going to want to try and get in the queue, so we'll find a shady spot and stop at that time, so everybody can try and get in the queue for Rogers."
Well, that's awesome.
And it turned out that one of our party had a problem with her ticket, and it had not actually registered her in entering the park. So when we got in the queue, she wasn't there. Or when we went to get into the queue, and hadn't got it yet, but he was able to go in, and actually he just gave her a ticket to the show.
Why does that not surprise me?
And a free park day too, apparently.
I hate to say it, but that does not surprise me one bit. The one person out of the group that would happen to, that's actually a minor miracle.
Yeah.
So that all worked out for us. It was awesome. It was everything I wanted it to be. The songs were good. The staging, it was cheesy and exactly the way it needed to be. The only thing I wish they had was like, I wish they'd gone that extra step since this is supposed to be a Broadway show. They had provided a downloadable playbill for the show.
That'd be a good idea.
You
I
know,
like the
like
downloadable. The downloadable would be great because it wouldn't cost them anything, and you just have a digital copy. I love that's a great idea.
Well, yeah,
do they do that on Broadway?
You know, but yeah, it would be great to have that. But yeah, it was a wonderful, wonderful show. We had a great time. The tour was really good too. Well worth the money. 2-hour tour.
Don, were you able to get to Lamplight Lounge too?
What was that?
Were you able to get to the Lamplight Lounge too? Because I know that was like part 3 of this whole thing too. If I recall.
We went ahead and canceled that since the timing was just so unpredictable. We would have been able to do it, but I didn't want to take that chance. So
nope, seems fair.
So it was a great trip. We had a good time. We took it much easier than the last few times since we'd been relatively recently. We popped out to Knott's Berry Farm, which was fun. Now I don't have to do it again for another 27 years.
They always say the chicken's so good there. Is that a thing?
I don't know. We didn't have chicken. We had a whole lot of stuff, but the wife unit kept wanting to get anything that was boysenberry flavored.
Huh, that sounds good too.
And it was another amusing thing was on the Ghost Rider, which is their big wooden roller coaster. She went with our friends, and when they were buying the picture from that, the team member there said, "This picture is likely to go up on our pictures of the day board." They apparently have a team member pictures of the day board. And my wife and that was just crazy looking.
I was gonna say, is that because it was how shall I say, very unique in the looks folks
unique.
had because of the attraction?
If you've ever seen the Irma Gerd meme, my wife had that expression on her face.
Okay. That's
anyway, so it was great. But now I'm looking forward. We're now 60 days out from the Star Cruiser. So
you're going on your own cruise to space.
Well, no, we're going with the same people we went to Disneyland with. We're headed there with our friends Julie and Greg, and it was sort of like we had planned to go in 2025, and a big group of us, and then they decided to say, "No, you do not get that plan. Yes. We're going to close it." So we're going now.
Doing the old express lane. You're getting there sooner, quicker.
Yeah. Yes, and we got our Oga's reservation, and we decided not to do anything else particularly expensive since this is expensive enough.
I would say so.
I am making up a new set of business cards, though. So when I go to the Disney parks, I have a little card that I give out occasionally, which says, "Thank you for making my day magical." When I have a particularly good cast member. So I'm making up a special one for the Star Cruiser.
You don't share that until you get back. Like we want to know about it, but wait till after the cruise. Because we only got 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 months. Two months.
So you're gonna be on one of the very last cruises. One of the last
I was just thinking that's gotta be one of the last ones, right?
Yeah, we're right in the mid-month. We're going the 14th through the 14th through the 16th, and ending the cruise on my birthday. So
that'll be so much fun.
That's a great way to do it.
That is. We're gonna have to talk about it when you get back from that, because I definitely want to hear about what the experience is like.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because that's going to be right at the end. I'm sure they're having, they'll be really working hard to, keep cast through the end.
Right. But I think too, I'm wondering both ways on that, because I think, the cast will be looking to get new jobs, right? To find other roles, different places. But I also think the folks that are there are going to want to give their best performances and their best experiences to the guests, because there's a finite amount of times you get to do that experience, and I think you would give everything you got. It's kind of like an athlete playing, like a baseball player playing towards September, and they're not going to make the playoffs. Like, this is it. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, don't leave anything on the table. You know, give everything you got. I think you'll get that.
Yeah, there's a Facebook group with that has about 36 of the people who are going for that particular trip on it, all sharing ideas and what they're doing and such. So it's actually, well, it's just the 4 of us going. It's also 4 of us part of a bigger group, extended group who are all going at the same time. And that's basically a third of the, not a third, maybe a quarter of the cruise right there.
That's crazy. Yeah, that'll be, you already kind of know each other, be in contact before you get on the Halcyon.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So that's my big thing coming up. It's we're doing Universal beforehand. Going to do a few days of Universal beforehand, and then go over do the cruise. And I will definitely let you know what it's like. We're just looking forward to it. We're a little behind on putting together our stuff for it. We only got 60 days to get our act together. So,
dude, this guy's pulled off a real cruise like in 5 days. So you're in plenty of time.
Yeah.
He's called me like,
but I don't do a lot of cosplay. I'm sure like Don's got some outfits and cosplay plans. But yeah, I think
Florida though. He's like, I think I'm going to go this weekend on a cruise. What's available? I mean, it was like, dude, it's like Thursday, right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Mike, you check your inbox. I might be looking at one next weekend.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Okay, well, just wanted to call in, let you know I got the Rogers. It all worked out just like you said it would. It would.
I'm glad to hear that, because I knew you were looking forward to that like nobody else. So I'm glad when stuff like that works out, it makes me feel good, because some random people probably got in there that didn't like Scott thought it was about Mr. Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Like looking for a little choo-choo train coming through, doot, doot.
I didn't, for the record, I did not think it was about Mr. Rogers.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make a point here. There's people that went in there and didn't even know who Rogers, like me. Like I'd have gone in there like, I don't know who Rogers is. And I'm just here to get some air conditioning or something, Don appreciates it. I'm glad Don got a good experience is what I'm saying, because he gets it. So that makes me happy.
Well, that's a little bit like the 2 other people who were on the tour with us who, joined the queue at the same time we did. They're from Australia. They had no clue that it was even happening.
See, there you go. It takes all kinds.
Yeah. So the final thing I have to say is that the Magic Happens Parade is the best parade ever.
It's a cool parade.
Ever.
I agree. It's a cool parade. Spectral Magic is my favorite still. Well, that Tapestry of Nations is my favorite, but Magic Happens is cool. I agree. That's a cool parade.
Anyway, okay. We'll talk to you later then.
Hey, don't be a stranger, buddy. We'll talk to you next week, maybe.
Here.
All right.
Bye.
See you later. Okay. One last story to share before we jump out of here tonight. I got to share the Crystal Palace. Quick story, because you want to talk about Crystal Palace. We didn't get this in on Monday's podcast, and I just want to get this in. Then we promise we're ducking out of here 5 minutes or less. We had a good breakfast there to wrap our trip, because that's kind of what we did. We were going to do kind of a lunch. We moved it to breakfast. It's a little bit cheaper. We wanted some of the breakfast items instead. So Scott, first of all, you wanted to talk to the character interaction, which I thought was great. Of course, you get to meet Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, Piglet and Eeyore. And
yeah,
God bless.
I mean, that's one of my favorite things about Crystal Palace. So I think they're not like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, like the Fat Five. But I love the Winnie the Pooh characters, and I have a tie to Tigger. My mom loved Tigger. I grew up just like Tigger all over the house, and it was just really funny that day. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe Tigger knows someone that listens to the podcast. I don't know, but that Tigger was awesome. Like, just like hugging, like dancing with me, bouncing with me, like gave me a kiss. I've never seen Tigger do that before. And I know like you had a fun, like I saw going through the slideshow, you had this awesome selfie with Tigger, and it just wasn't Tigger. Like all of them were great. Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh, Piglet. I loved how your girls had pink on, so they kind of matched with Piglet. Like it's just a fun meal. Like I love that. I don't know any other way to describe it. You see kids all around like smiling, happy. Like that's just like one of the like classic character meals for me. And I just want to give a shout out to Tigger, because Tigger was awesome that day. Like that was a cool experience. Good way to finish off the trip.
Yeah, Tigger was awesome. I mean, all the characters were great, but Tigger did a great job and got some awesome pictures with us. But I got to wrap this show with the ice cream story at Crystal Palace. So now if you've never been to Crystal Palace and you know this is a buffet where you can go through. Now Scott was really smart in the time we had our reservation is that we were there. We went in like at 10:15. I think we got seated like around 10:30 and it's what time did it switched over to lunch at about what 11:15 or something?
Yeah, but I will say the ice cream is always on during breakfast too, because that's kind of always been my go-to. Like I love to they used to have this thing called the Pooh's like French toast or whatever. It was basically like this fried, like sugary donut thing that was just glorious. And I would just always put a bunch of ice cream on top of that. But now, like I know you had this too. They replaced it, which I was kind of bummed, but they replaced it with a churro waffle, which by the way, like I thought that was incredible. Wasn't that thing so good?
I had 3 of those things. They were so good. So it's a Mickey waffle, but it's a churro Mickey waffle sitting right next to the ice cream machine. Now I did skip the ice cream because I didn't run that day. I did not do the ice, and I don't usually have a big breakfast, and I knew that I'd be that day. I wasn't feeling like, and it was super hot. I just felt like I couldn't do the ice cream that day. I wanted to, and I had 3 Mickey waffles, 3 of the churro Mickey waffles, and the third one did me in. I was going to go get ice cream after that, and after the third Mickey churro waffle, that was a mistake already. Like I just knew my body, because this was at the very end of we were there, 8 days or something. My stomach was messed up at this point because I had not, you go to cruise, you go to Walt Disney World. I'm usually eating turkey sandwiches. Like I am not used to eating this awesome stuff like all the time. So I was going to have ice cream. I had to tap out on this. However, my boy,
so
he goes, go ahead. Cause I got to tell when you came back, I got to tell that part of it.
Well, I was just going to say, so like over the years, like the self-serve soft serve has kind of gone away, which I get, right? Like you don't want like a 4-year-old making a mess, right? Just going to town on ice cream, and then it falls and there's mess all over the place where it gets wasted. So like at the Contemporary, Coronado, all these places where I remember like serving it myself are gone. There's a cast member that does it to you, which is fine. I totally get it. But the one place that I know of that a cast member is not there is at Crystal Palace. So I always take 100% full advantage of that because I love like my vanilla soft serve and I love to just make it like a big tower of it. And that's kind of what I do when I go to Crystal Palace. But on this particular day, like I haven't done this in a while. And the ice cream was flowing nice and slow out of there. So I was able to get like this nice swirl. So I hit the lever mic and I just let it pour slowly, moving my bowl around, like filling every square inch of that thing. And it's still going and it's going and it's going. And I don't stop basically. I just let that thing go until it's a giant tower basically. And then I start walking back to the table, which is what you want to talk about.
Yes. Okay. So I'm sitting at the table because again, I had my third Mickey churro waffle at this point after having like biscuits, all the breakfast foods, the biscuits and gravy, the eggs, the some kind of like, I don't know, like fancy egg that had like sausage inside of it and all the good stuff. Like I had, everything you have, breakfast potatoes, the cheesy hash browns. I mean, I went to town and then 3 of these churro Mickey waffles. I was so done because I was so full. So Scott comes back. This dish was really not big that he had this little ice cream dish. He broke the laws of physics with how much ice cream he got in this thing. It stood like, picture the tiki room like tower. It would look kind of like that, but it was a massive ice cream that was about 3 or 4 times as tall as you could imagine standing. It was a work of art. It was physically like it broke the laws of physics. So he's walking back. Okay, we're sitting up by the glass, kind of on the Adventureland side. If you've ever been in Crystal Palace, we're kind of by the Adventureland end of the restaurant. So Scott's coming from the buffet, which is where the ice cream machine is. I'm sitting at the table. So I see him about halfway coming up the aisle. And all I see, he's proudly carrying this mega ice cream structure that really should not be standing. It was incredible. Like it was like 3 peanut butter parfaits tall. It was unreal. He's carrying the thing. And like all you see is all these tables, heads going choo, 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 as he goes by. People are in awe of this ice cream. So everybody is like in this half of the restaurant, like watching Scott probably walk down the aisle with this thing. And then when he gets to the table, these two dudes over, like they're on the other side of these bushes, like there's like a divider with some like, plants or something. The one guy like stands up and looks over because he kind of caught a glimpse of it. And I was like, I even know this guy because it was so much. And he nodded like, oh yeah. I was like, yep. I was like, he did it. And I just said, Scott needs to have his picture hung on the wall at Crystal Palace because no one has ever made an ice cream that big since, I don't know if the place opened in 71 or 82. I don't know. Whenever it opened, there needs to be a picture on the wall somewhere of Tigger, Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet, and Scott. Because that was a historic morning. It was
the best part of it is, and you saw it, I ate every little drop of that thing.
I can't believe it.
It never fell apart. So I the way, I mean, it was a science the way I had to tackle it too. Like I had to like balance it out. So I'd take a little like scoop from one side and I had to go turn the bowl around so I could just keep it like level so that the mountain would never tip over. Like it ended up being like science. Like it was actually kind of hard to eat it because I didn't want it to tip over and fall on the table and then it was ruined. And you saw I had every last drop of that thing. Was it painful? Absolutely was. But man, it was worth it. And we went to the tiki room and I didn't fall asleep. I thought I was going to take a nap in the tiki room after that.
So yeah, it's right. I mean, and our server was in awe. Like I remember she went by like, whoa. I mean, she came back to the table. She said, whoa, or something like that. She just, wow.
So our joke of the day was like, so many kids probably saw me do that and they probably tried to do it. And now if there's going to be like a news, like one of those clickbait sites is going to report that self-serve is gone at Crystal Palace and it'll probably be my fault.
Yeah, Walt Disney Worldwide, no more self-serve machines because self-serve machines.
I mean, they don't even have it on the ship anymore.
No, you got it
on the Wish, yeah.
Exactly, but yeah, no, I think I just published it because of the voice assisted on Apple. But no, it was just one of those things, and it was the end of our vacation, right? So it's one of those things like you go out with a bang, and this is what, to me, traveling with friends and family are about at Walt Disney World. That's why I wanted to share this story because we will always have this story because I just remember like, you're kind of sad because we knew like after this meal, this was it. Like Scott's going to go back to Michigan with his family. I'm going back to Missouri. Of course we'll see each other, but we won't see each other for quite a while. In the fall we get busy. I have to stay here because Mallory's got cheer and all these things, I don't get to travel as much. And, we do these shows and we talk every day, but we don't get to hang out like we got to hang out for like a solid week and a half. And I knew this was it. So it was kind of sad. But that moment was just like, oh my God, this is like epic. Like, this is so us. Like, this could only happen to us. Like, he's rolling back. It was like Airplane. If you ever seen the old movie Airplane, where the girl drags the guitar down the airplane, just donk, donking everybody in the heads. That's what it reminded me of. But I was like, this is who we are. Like it could have been me with the ice cream. I just had too many Mickey waffle churros. I was just about to die. I couldn't get out of my seat to get to the ice cream.
Next time it'll be you, Mike. I'll leave that seat for you next time.
No, because the ice cream machines are now shut down because of that move. So that was the last time it'll ever happen. But no, that's why we're friends, and that was fun. But what a show tonight. We had a good time, and we'll carry it on as we go out this week.
Yeah, looking forward to the next one. It was some great calls, recapping on the cruise. Obviously, everyone had a really good time, and yeah, it was just can't wait for the next one, Mike. When's 2025 going to get here?
Yeah, 2025 here soon. But I'm sailing in 24, so Podcast Cruise 25. So stay tuned for that. But don't forget, we'd like to have you down at the Village here in September. So if you can make that, we'd love to have you join us. We'll have details on that this week on the shows. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email or Mike at BRGuestPodcast.com, Pam at themagicforless.com, any of us, Ricky at BRGuestPodcast.com. Probably one of the ladies will give you better information than I would as far as the details for the volunteering stuff, because they have all the forms and stuff like that. All right, that's going to do it for tonight's show. We'll do this again next Sunday night. The show's always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan that next Disney vacation. That really does help support everything we do over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to the patrons of the show. You get that bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest, just $5 a month. We'd love your support. Come on over, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Also, one of the most important things you can do to help us out is to subscribe to the show. Just make sure you're subscribed wherever you get the show. Apple Podcasts, hit the subscribe button. That really does help kind of push us up in the ratings. And, we've been around for 15 years, so sometimes it drops off when you've been around that long. So just check this week if you don't mind. Hit that subscribe button. It really does help support us if you could. All right. So for Scott, give him a follow on social media at @Scott. We're on Threads, so we'd love to see you over there, Instagram and Twitter as well. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Would love to talk to you over there. And we'll have the shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. All right. We will. Oh, and it looks like our sign up for Give Kids the World is on the Facebook page. Good job, Ricky. Thanks, Beth. We appreciate you letting us know what's going on. I don't even know. So there you go. You can sign up now.
Beth is a good moderator for the chat. Well,
yes.
While we're doing this, that's awesome.
I'm just trying to keep all these computers running here in this very hot studio because I got too many lights on right now. So, and I closed my vent. Okay, so we're going to jump out of here. We'll have lots of shows for you this week. Guys, thanks for being a part of this. We love talking Disney with you and having a good time. So for Scott, I'm Mike. Wish you a great Sunday night or Thursday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
Boom. Crushed it.
Woo. That was fun.
I am in cruise mode though, man.
Oh man. There you go, the bathroom. Yeah, so do you work in the office or at home tomorrow?
I'm at home tomorrow. I'll try to leave around 4 to 4:30. I'll be home by probably by 5 at the latest is when I'll be home.
Yeah. We can do it when I don't care. So just tell me.
I know Pam said she could only record one episode, so I don't know if she's got something going on, but
well, I mean, what I'm saying is I can go earlier than that time if you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I get home earlier, then I'll let you know.
Saying that other time for Ricky. So just let me know what time's good for you guys, and I'll be ready. Just give me.
I'll have an idea. I'll text you midday, how the day is going. If I know, if I'm going to leave at 4:15 or 4:30 or not. So
yeah, just give me a heads up, an hour, so that I can kind of wrap things up and set things up in here.
All right. Nope, that sounds good.
All right. I will see you tomorrow, buddy. Good one.
All right. See you tomorrow. Have a good night,
buddy. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.